This, That, and the Third, and we are a group of friends who pick random topics out of this box and discuss it. I am Danny.
I am Gracie.
I'm Vanessa.
And today's topic will be... This is empty, you guys! Where are the topics?
They probably spilled. They're on the floor.
Oh.
Go get them.
So embarrassing. This is so embarrassing, y'all. Okay, just proof there's really topics. Okay, today's topic will be...
Oh, God.
Okay.
Did I write that? Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Hold on. Would you carry a baby for your best friend if she needed you to and asked you?
Just hold my baby?
Would you?
I think you be like carry inside.
Like that's what I meant. Like, would you be a surrogate? I should have put surrogate. Would you be a surrogate for?
Yeah, I mean,
best
I would
friend?
easily, if somebody wanted.
I would never hold your guys' baby.
I also would not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would not. I barely want to hold my own baby.
Exactly.
Would you hold my baby?
No.
Well, if you really couldn't have any babies, and I already had one or two, then yeah, I would do it for you.
Oh my god, that's so kind.
If you're like, I really want a baby, no one will do it for me, I totally would do it for you.
Well, there's
Okay.
people to do that. Like people to ask. There's people whose jobs that is.
Like, if you already had your own kids, and like, I'm desperate, I really want a baby, but like, I can't afford a surrogate, and I'm like, look, I'll pay for all your medical bills. Can you please have another baby?
Why wouldn't you just
I'll give you my
adopt a
blood.
baby?
I'll give
I
you
also
my.
would adopt a baby.
I'll give you
I want
my
to adopt a
blood.
baby before I actually even have real babies.
I don't think I can carry your baby. I'm sorry. I don't
That's
even
okay.
want to carry my
I
own
don't
baby.
want to make babies.
I don't think I could do it either.
Both of you are gonna end up having kids
Even
before
if-
I have kids.
Even if that's the
not
case,
true.
I wouldn't voluntarily like go through that. You know?
Well, I would. Depending on which of my friends it was, if they'd be good parents, I would do it.
Okay. No.
I
had to
feeling-
think about
I
it.
can't.
I mean, unless I have my own kids first and my pregnancies were literally like awful, then that would change my mind.
Yeah,
But
like
if
what
I
if it's
loved-
like what if
if
you had
I-
health issues?
Yeah, if I love being pregnant and it was like an easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, like I would do it.
I feel like no one says that about pregnancy. Easy, breezy, beautiful pregnancy.
Oh my god. Huggies is gonna fucking steal this.
Why Huggies? Why not
It's
cover
cover
girls?
girls.
For pregnancy?
I mean, pregnant people wear makeup too.
Sometimes. Oh, okay.
well-
Well, that's unanimous.
Well, okay.
No, it's not really.
No. We
Is there any
Would you carry a
circumstance
tadpole?
in myself?
in my body? What are you talking about? Oh
I'll
my god,
help-
I'll help
remember?
you find a surrogate. I'll help you find one.
Would you help me pay for one?
I'll help you pay for one.
Okay, fine.
I would sooner do that than donate my own
Me
body.
too.
Really?
I'll
okay,
help
so
you.
what
I'll
if
help fund you.
what if I asked you guys for an egg?
I'll give you
I'll
my
give
egg.
you an egg.
I'll
Okay.
give you all
But
my
actually,
eggs.
I would give an egg.
Jeffrey said that I'm not allowed to give my eggs. And I was like,
Oh, really?
why? And then he's like,
You do it?
would you want me to give my sperm and there's a baby of mine walking around somewhere that's
That's
not
the only
ours?
thing. That's the reason why I haven't done it. Like, honestly, I was like, oh my god, I love the thought of giving someone a child. Like,
I
but
would give you an
I don't
egg.
think I like the idea. Like, you basically have it. For me, I would have a couple baby daddies in the world. You know?
I
And
know.
then,
That's what he was saying.
like, you don't really like. I don't. And what if you're in the same vicinity and like your kids end up being together? Like, you just never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cersei.
I would give you an egg though.
I would definitely still give you an
Okay,
egg.
that's kind.
Because I'd know where my egg went.
Yeah.
It's not like
And then our kids would be siblings.
yeah. I could totally
What if
give
like
you an
what
egg.
if your boyfriend is like, what if Mike was like, no.
Secretly.
It's not his eggs.
Really? Like if he was like, but you know, like isn't this our decision? We're a couple and like you know, like aren't we supposed to have babies? You'd be like overridden.
I think
Veto.
a lot of women donate eggs like before they're even in relationships.
That's what I'm saying. With that,
So,
I can
like-
understand though. It's like you've already donated the egg, but if you're not gonna, if you're completely gonna, take your partner's opinion and just like no, like is that different? Just curious.
I mean, if I had
Expanding
a husband, like I'd understand, or boyfriend, whatever, and they were like, look, I don't want you to do it because I want our own kids, like, to just give my eggs out in the world. But if one of my friends asked me, like one of you guys, and they were like, look, like you really couldn't have kids, I think I'd override it and make the choice to just do it, because like, you know where, like she said, like, you know where that baby's going, like, you're gonna be in close vicinity. Your kids and that person's kid are technically gonna grow up as siblings. They're just raising that kid. So I feel like I might have it easier to, I feel like I just would be like, I would feel bad. I'd be like, that's kind of selfish. And I'm like, if we have the opportunity to help, why not? I hope I wouldn't marry. I honestly hope I wouldn't have someone like that. But you never know.
But I also think that, well, for me, it's easy for me to separate, like, yeah, that was my egg, but that's not my kid.
Yeah.
No, I agree. For me, it's the same. For me, it's the same thing. But it's just one. But especially if it's something like you give your egg to Vanessa to raise. If it was, like, if it becomes a thing where, I don't know, your Vanessa's baby / your egg baby has, issues later on in life, and it becomes a thing where, like, it's a regular thing that because it's your genetics that they need, I don't know, your parts or whatever, and it becomes a regular thing where it's basically
like blood donations. I think that would have to be in paperwork.
Like kidney or whatever. Well, I mean, even if you don't do it in paperwork earlier on, I'm sure that if you're like, my baby's dying, and Gracie's like, it's you produce this and you have the same genetics, I'm sure Gracie will be like, well, yeah, I'm not gonna just let your baby die, right? Like, but then it's basically
it depends on how
you still have that connection because of your genetics.
Yeah.
And they would know that you're her bio.
Yeah.
Her bio mom is. It's now becoming.
Yeah, I would definitely tell my kid like where they came from, like an egg was borrowed,
well, yeah,
like a whole story.
Why do I look like Auntie Gracie?
I know, but then it's like, it becomes
Gracie,
a thing where it's like, are you my mom? Like, are you both my mom? Like, no, it's strange, right? But even if you explain that to a kid and that's your perception, what if the kid was like, technically, but then you guys are both my mom, and like,
Then, I mean, that's your aunt. That's your like whatever. Like yeah. Basically, like we do everything. Look at such friends all the time. Like,
yeah. No, I know, but I just mean as far as when you
get in trouble more with Gracie.
But as far as what you were saying, that like you can separate, like this is just my egg, and that's still your kid. Now those lines kind of get blurred because of the fact that you guys are going to be in each other's lives, or another thing about.
I think only for a little while. I think it's like because there's like those instances where like a daughter, like a mom and a daughter, there will be a mom and a daughter, and the daughter will get pregnant, and the mom will raise that person's baby. And that baby calls the daughter is really the biological parent, but the daughter's mom has been raising that kid. At some point, they tell them, but they still respect and treat the one that raised them as their mother. Like, but they're aware. Like, I think it's how you present it and like how young you tell them. Like, I think it's messed up to, like, in my personal opinion, I think it's messed up to be in that situation and wait until your kid's 18 to be like,
I agree.
So by the way, Aunt Gracie, so she's gave me, like, I think it's like a fun thing to do. Like, you can make books and stuff now for kids. Like, if I really had to go through that, like, get a book and like start like explaining, like, so this is what happened. Like, mommy has a best friend and da-da-da-da-da. Then like, mommy's best friend did this so I can have you. And then this is like, I think if you open their eyes to it at it won't be so weird and so blurred.
No, it's true.
But like, it definitely can if you introduce it at the wrong time.
Yeah. Maybe. And if this scenario were real, obviously I'd talk to Vanessa about it, but I would stress the fact, like, yeah, definitely have the child come and talk to me, and I would be like, yes, you came from my body, but your mother is Vanessa.
And like,
that is
technically,
like,
I would carry that baby still too. So the only thing is like, borrow, given. Yeah. And then carry, I think it's like different too. Like if she were to carry a whole baby for me with her egg and then give it to me.
Yeah. Right, like I put it up for adoption.
Yeah.
Right, that would be different because I feel like, in that sense, maybe the child might have some like, well, why didn't you want me? Like that's not what happened at all.
Right.
That's
like,
true.
For sure. But there's also I'm just curious about it because you know how they have portrayals in certain movies or shows or whatever where they have similarities like that, or have you seen The Switch with Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston? So basically what happens is that she really wants a baby, so she decided that she's gonna have a baby by herself, and she got a sperm donor, and Jason Bateman came to the sperm donor party or whatever and spills the sperm, and he's
and
like
he fills it
he
with
fills
his
it
own
with
sperm?
his own sperm because he like thinks
And
that
him
that's-
and the kid have like similarities.
yeah, him and the kid
Okay.
have similarities and stuff, and then he can't help but bond with the kid because the kid's this anxious little kid that's just like
So is
him
he.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and so is he. And like, I'm curious if it's like, what if it's like that where there's some inherent similarities that like you can't help but like feel connected to this kid, and you know, vice versa.
Yeah.
And more so maybe than
But
Vanessa. What would you do at that point? Like, I'm just making this up, but like,
I know.
what
I don't
would you do
know.
at that point?
I don't know. In the future, especially if I've like for sure solidified the fact that I am not having kids, I never want to have kids. I don't know. I feel like it would be easier that the kid knows that it's my genes, but
Mm-hmm.
You don't
I'm
think
not
that would
your
be
mom.
easier from a random donor, because it's like, yeah, somebody donated it same as you would have, but there's not this whole
I think
comparison throughout their lives that having to have you there and like comparing themselves to you and seeing how they look like you and you know all of these.
you know what, I actually think, which might sound odd, I think it would be different if like Gracie was a boy or you were a boy and I took your sperm and you're in that kid's life as a father figure. Like,
Oh,
I think as friends, like, I think maybe it's like easier, okay, yeah, I can comprehend, like, maybe, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of maybe a child's age, like, oh, okay, here's my mom's friend, like, but I could see how if I chose to have a baby by myself and like my kid
and
goes
there's
to
no
school
father figure
and they
to.
see other kids that have parents and they're like, where's your dad? And then you're like, came from sperm, like, you don't know. But like if I had like a really close guy friend and he let me the sperm and then we're always hanging out and then you notice, I think
Yeah.
that can be pretty hard. Like, I mean, yeah, I'll still explain it, but like I don't know how maybe that person would react seeing their that one. I think it would have to be a random donor.
Okay, spinning it the
For
other
me.
way then, another question. What if, like, so you would, you know, like, right, we both kind of, or we've all kind of said that we would be okay with donating our eggs to our, you know, giving our eggs to our friends. What if it's, would it make any difference to you if it is a close guy friend and if it's a close girlfriend that you're giving the egg to? Because of the fact that basically you're replacing your friend's, what would be your friend's egg, whereas if it's the guy friend, you would be creating a whole entity with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Does that make a difference to you?
You
I'm
know
just
what?
curious.
If it was a really close guy friend and like, you know, we were kids from like whatever, just a really close, doesn't matter however long we've known each other, we're just really close and I trust that person and the person that they're with, like,
What if it's your brother?
that would be, I'm not, you can't, no, I wouldn't have a baby with my brother.
Well, I mean,
That wouldn't make any sense. That would be my
Yeah.
genes and that,
technically you can, but it just wouldn't be recommended.
I mean, yeah, you can, but that would just, no, like if one of my stepbrothers asked me,
Yeah.
that's different. Like Chase, no.
No, I mean, what if it's, yeah.
Like if Ryan and Katie were like, listen, like, can we please have an egg? That I'd be fine with it.
But wouldn't that be weird?
Not
Because
really.
basically you're
Because I didn't
creating a
have sex with
baby
him.
with, I know, but still. I don't know.
I mean, I
That's
think I would be able to get over that, like, because we're step siblings. Like,
But still, I was just
like,
thinking, like,
it's weird. It might be like weird, like, oh, you really could have gone for someone else. But I feel like if you got to the point where you asked a family member, like, I understand, like, wanting to have a baby, like someone you know, trust. Maybe you don't want to like do these things. So I don't know.
it's so interesting. Yeah, I would sooner donate an egg and my time and my funds
should do it.
compared
No.
to, I don't want to donate my womb.
Not your womb.
I know, but I was, because
Yeah.
I did, the reason why I know about Jeff not being okay about the eggs thing is because I do
Oh.
know that they pay for eggs, and I was like, I
Dude,
want lots of eggs.
A
I was like,
lot
I
of-
could totally, I
I've
could
considered
totally
it
give
once,
away
and I was
some
like, no, I
eggs,
can't.
and then Jeff was like, no,
No,
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
But they also have to pick you.
it's true. But also
Who
you
wouldn't
have
pick
to.
me? Come on,
Worse.
I'm
Right.
legit a snack.
Yeah, you're a legit snack.
You're a legit snack.
No, but like, I mean, I know they pay you a lot of money, but it's not like easy.
It's
It's not. You have to
You
do
work for
injections.
that
You have
money.
to. You have to give
earn
yourself
that money.
injections
Yeah.
for. a
And they
certain
pay you
period.
more. Like I think you
And
only
you
do it
have
up
to
to
like
2
cut it
times.
out of you with a huge needle.
It's no, it's like invasive. So they actually enlarge your eggs. Like you have to take hormones.
Yeah,
for a
you
couple
have to
weeks
give
before.
yourself shots.
They enlarge your eggs so they're easier to get. They take about 6, but they also freeze your eggs for you for free.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
What would you? Okay, another spin on the
Frozen
topic.
eggs.
What would you do as far like if you found what would be your steps and what would you be willing to do if you found out that you have issues, you know, like you have difficulties having a kid and you want one, like what would be your steps? So first you would try to do IVF or
no, I would actually.
You would adopt right away?
Well, I want to adopt a kid. If I'm going to be 29 this year. Yeah, I'll be 29. I'm single, so I don't know if I'm going to have like a person I'm going to have a baby with in the next 5 years. I would like to have a kid by I'm 32, but if that's not the case, I would actually like to adopt a baby first before even having one or having a person to have a baby with. So even if I wouldn't know if I can get pregnant or not by then because I'm not.
So you would sooner adopt if you decide to do it by yourself instead of like you going to a sperm bank or something like that.
So then after that, I think it would depend. Like if I was by myself.
What if you let's say you're with a partner.
And it really just wasn't happening. Like I would adopt first, but I would.
There's still, it's really difficult, you guys, there's not anything barring you. They're not saying you're sterile or anything like that, but it's just harder. It's just really hard. So all the options are open as to what you can do.
I would adopt because I want kids because I think I would like to be a mother. So it really wouldn't matter. But after like maybe adopting, and if I decided I wanted another baby and wanted to experience pregnancy, then I would probably do IVF and do all that stuff. And I know that's a lot of money, but I don't think I'd be one of those people that like just keeps doing IVF. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and it's just not in the cards for me, and that would be unfortunate, and you have to get over it, and like move on and be happy that you saved a kid from the world. I'm not saying it wouldn't be easy, but I think spending all that money on IVF, I would rather take a baby first from that needs a home versus trying something that may or may not work. So like why not become a mother as soon as possible and then do the hard part if you like really want to do it again, and if you can't do it again, then adopt again. Like so like I'm saying, it would be pretty shitty. Hopefully I can get pregnant when it's time.
What about you? Same thing, just you would adopt?
I would adopt
right away.
Yeah. There's already like so many kids in the world that need a home, and I mean I'm in like a weird headspace where I don't even want to make a baby inside me, so why would I want I wouldn't try to pay money to do something at this point in life that I don't
put something in your body
and
push it out.
Right? Yeah. And my boyfriend's cousin just recently had a baby, and I was talking to her. We were at like a family gathering, and they, they're playing with the newborn, and they're like, "Oh, when's baby number 2?" Because people do that. Yeah. And she kind of had this like, "Oh, I don't know," because I guess. I don't remember what it's called, maybe but in the last term of pregnancy, some pregnant women get this thing where they're itchy all over their body 24/7. It's called something. Like itchitis. I don't know. But she got it in her first trimester. So it was the entire 9 months of pregnancy. She was itchy, uncontrollably itchy the whole time. And like Mike's cousin, her husband, was like, yeah, I felt so bad. There's nothing I could do. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night, she wouldn't be there, so I'd be worried, and I'd like get up and I'd find her like in the living room on the rug, like just like trying to scratch her her back. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like pregnancy is weird. And she's like, yeah, and it's only through pregnancy. And they told her, obviously the baby's fine. It's oh my god, he's like the coolest fucking baby. Like he's so chill. But
yeah, because all the stress went out of it.
Right. The itchy.
Mom, yeah. So all his itchies.
Right. So it's one of those things that if you've gotten it, you're more likely to get it again if she gets pregnant again. And she's like, I don't know if I can do that again. And the thought of that, like when my foot is itchy and I'm wearing like shoes, I'm like, oh my god, this is torture, but I don't want to untie my shoe, take off my socks, scratch my foot, and then put it all back. But like 24/7 of that and all over my body, I would go insane. Yeah. So there's that aspect. So I would just adopt, but then also I just remembered, I just read this really sad thing about an adoption. Even though I don't know if it's true, I'm skeptical of everything I read on the internet. But this family here, like somewhere in America, went through this whole adoption process. They wanted to adopt a little girl from South Africa, and through the years, like it worked, and they finally got like a little girl. I think she was like 5 years old or something. They stayed with her. They already had a daughter of their own around the same age, maybe like 1 year off. Okay. So like they were sisters, like everything was perfect, but the little girl that they adopted didn't know English at the time. So, I mean, they went to school, she started to learn English, and when she finally was able to, like, communicate, the little girl told them that she misses her mom in Africa. Like, she misses her mom, and they're like, what do you mean? Basically, she was not a kid that needed to be adopted.
They took her away?
They took her, and they said that she can come back after college, like when she's older. She can go back, and she's like, I really miss my parents. I had an older brother, like this and that. When she finally was able to communicate this, and of course this family was like horrified that they didn't, like, you'd think like, oh, I saved a baby that
nobody wanted.
I gave him a better life. Right, but
no, you took him away from loving parents.
Right, and so, well, basically they sent her back. Well, like, they let her go home.
But that happens with,
but
like...
isn't that fucking
terrible?
terrible?
That's a lot of cases where people end up getting babies and from other countries, and those kids actually were, like, kidnapped. They were not, like, they're being...
I don't like this game.
Well, people, you guys can let us know if you would donate a egg to your friend. You can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the video.
Yeah.
And comment. Make sure you follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
Send us topics.
Subscribe. Send us some topics.
Hit that subscribe button.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.